bring our money back. We want our money back. Bring our money back. We want our money back. That's so years ago. Silly for hungry people. All our name country to who we carry complete. Continue work for free people. We all are poly people. That kind of story my people will listen to. Students not go read the school. Don't bring the safety billion. Young people fall in the street. Bring the safety billion. Paper people in the green. Bring the safety billion. Musicians they not benefit. Bring the safety billion. We want a safety billion. To be Ghana Vero. We want a safety billion for people in Logato. We want a safety billion. See heroes are killing people. That's why it's not a show. I'm fucking Darako. My Ali. Jowiya. Bring our money back. My Ali. Jowiya. We want our money back. My Ali. Jowiya. Bring our money back. My Ali. Jowiya. We want our money back. Traveling for country to country where I was 60 billion. That's on that daily bonnet to fair with the 60 billion. Now make a daily minister for the 60 billion. Then you can tell us we not get no 60 billion. Now make it fun go work and me fun at 60 billion. Go work for the meme. Second man he come. Go work for security. The flying will continue. My Ali. Jowiya. Bring our money back. My Ali. Jowiya. We want our money back. My Ali. Jowiya. Bring our money back. My Ali. Jowiya. We want our money back. Yeah. MC Carol. I'm saying bring our money back. Silent individual.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today, we wake up on the 23rd day of November, 2021. What news have we? What news have we in our country as we move forward toward election? What news have we in our nation as we strive to change the direction of our country? Good morning. As you can see, my topics for today are short, as my class is this morning. I just got my Apple computer and I've been setting it up. And you know, Apple different from PC. So I had to learn all the glitches and ins and outs. I wanted to come on yesterday, but I couldn't come on. So I had to come on today. And I hope my broadcast is good. But my class this morning is a serious class. It's a class that is focusing on the soul of our country, Liberia. The soul of the Liberian people. For too long, growing up, working in Liberia, living among Liberian people, I have come to the realization that there is a serious problem within our society with trust, with honesty, with patriotism. And there are various reasons why these problems exist. One, because of our tribal lineages. 16 tribes, plus a settler group that have not yet fully amalgamated, come together, have not fully learned how to work together, have not fully learned how to live together. And this is what we're still going through today. We are still learning these difficulties of our lives and livelihood and our living together and coexistence that we must further survey and understand in order to bring our society from where we are today to a better state of existence. Or else we'll fail, and continue to fail. Liberian people are a unique and great people. We are unique because, unlike any other African society, we are a society of mixture, a mixture of African and African American people. We are a mix. And unlike other African nations, we are a nation that is founded on Christianity. White people didn't bring it to us. We brought it to ourselves. We spread it among our country and throughout West Africa. So this is one of the uniqueness and greatness of the West African Republic of Liberia and Liberian people. And these are the kind of uniqueness we have to tap into to find ourselves and understand who we are and where we must go from here. For too long, we have lived in states of deception, in states of betrayal, in states of distrust. And these negative states of existence have not benefited us in any way. They have not contributed to us as men and women being honest and trustworthy. They have not contributed to us being patriots of the West African Republic of Liberia. And we must ask ourselves, how long are we going to tread on this path? We must ask ourselves, how long are we going to allow the negative vows, vibes, and morals and issues in our society to impact the goodness that should and must exist between us as Liberians? Since 1980 to this very day, we have not fared well as a nation and people. Since 1980 to this very day, we have seen the true essence of the underbelly of Liberian society, of distrust, dishonesty, hatred, bitterness, negativity, evil. It can't go on. It can't go on. We have to and must turn a new leaf. We have to and must come to our senses and rise to a new level of existence. We must understand that as God's people, we deserve better. We deserve good leadership. We deserve good direction. We deserve to have as our leaders people who are truly patriotic to our nation, in the sense that they will place our country and our people before their own interests and well-being. Because that is what leadership is all about. That is what concerning the Liberian people in Liberia is all about. And we fail we fail our fathers and mothers. We fail ourselves as men and women of a free and democratic Republic of Liberia. So there must be a renewal of our vows to ourselves and to our commitment as Liberians of a great nation of Negro people, the first on the African continent of Christians. We must recommit ourselves to who we are, to our roots, then to the love for our country and our people. Because if we don't, we can't tread on this path forever. If we don't, we can't continue to be our own worst enemies. We must check ourselves before we wreck ourselves. And my message to you today is simple. Without restoring the trust, the honesty, and patriotism that is required of all Liberian men and women who claim to love our nation, our people, our country will not grow. All this political bullshit, we're looking for leaders and all of that, it's because of all it is. It's because of our failures as patriots of the Republic of Liberia. Our failures as men and women who believe in our own sovereignty, in our own liberty, in our own justice. And it behooves us as mature people to rise up, to understand our responsibilities, our duties, not only to our family and friends, but to the greater societal interests and well-being. For too long, we've lingered in darkness. For too long, we fail to accept those things that are our responsibilities and our duties. For too long, we live in deception and lies and betrayal. The time of the Liberian people is now. And we must start by reviewing ourselves, standing in the mirror and asking ourselves, where did we go wrong? Where did we fail our nation? As patriots, what do we have to do to raise the consciousness of our people? Not in a negative sense, not on tribal basis, not on greed and deception and lies, but on truth. The same truth that comes from our Christian beliefs and principles. The same truths that emanate from us. If we knew the essence of true patriotism. We got to define ourselves, because from 1980 to today we have lost the essence of who we are as Liberians. We've lost a sense of direction. We lost leaders. And this is what we're looking for, leaders. But what kind of leaders do we want? Are those the only political leaders that we want for our country to change our directory? Or do we want leaders that will bring us more than their politics and the bullshit that comes away. We have to ask ourselves, what do we want as Liberian people? What do we value? What do we treasure? And as Christians, if we treasure these things, is it our rights and duties to pursue them? A luta continua. These are the things we have to ask ourselves. Because the time of Liberian people is now. The time for us to change our lives, our society, our people, our trajectory, our direction is now. And if we fail this opportunity, we fail the opportunity of a lifetime. Because these are challenges of our future. Right now, trust, honesty, patriotism are challenges Liberian people are facing today that will determine our future near and distant tomorrow. Where are we on the lines of those virtues that make us great Liberians? Trust, honesty, patriotism. Where are we? Is this where our leaders have failed us? Because time and time again, our society has demonstrated that we have nothing but corrupt leaders. Leaders that will just rob us and rob our nations and have no love, concern for the well-being of our people. Is this what we deserve? Is this our lot in this life? I joined the Commander Galpohkpa Chesson. Don't believe that. I don't believe that my life is predestined on bullshit. No. I am a warrior. Can you imagine? I wore the same uniform in 1980, in the 1980s, and I'm still wearing it now. Lean and mean like a fighting machine. But these are the things that we set before us as examples of discipline. A consistent training and maintaining and producing. These are the things we should. I could be 50, 60 pounds overweight, struggling, dropping like a bean. No, but I strive to maintain myself, my body, my mind, my spirit. I ain't gonna get into bullshit, corruption and stealing and all those kind of things because I'm suffering. No. That's the struggle. I attained my education. I can lose myself in abstract bullshit. Or I can stay in reality and deal with the shit I gotta deal with. I have options too. And these are the powers that come with education. With broadening your minds, with opening your spirits. So you don't get tied down in body, mind, or spirit. But how do we attain all of these things? Through discipline. Discipline. Self-determination. Hard work. Sacrifices. Sacrifices. That's the challenge of the struggle. sacrifices. Because if we can't meet the challenges of sacrifices, everything is for naught. Because we can't stand the test of time. We are not men and women to weather every season. And when we can't weather every season, we can't survive the test of time. I mean, I'm ready to bust up into the song now. I can't stand it, baby. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I can't stand it like the way I'm saying it, baby. Hey, you know, that's the truth. Who are we? We have to prove ourselves in everything we do. And if we can't prove ourselves and succeed and move to the next level, then we are stagnated. We are without progress and advancement. We are without hope of a better day. So here we are. My Liberian people, we are at the crossroads again of trust, honesty, and patriotism. Trust in the sense that for us to unite, for us to grow and prosper, we have to have trust among each other. We have to see the bigger picture that our nation cannot exist with deceitful and lying, useless bitches calling themselves men and women, immature people. We can't. We got to see the bigger picture that our nation needs collective leadership and direction, not only political. We got religious, we got spiritual, we got social, educational, all kinds of leadership. But if we just focus on political leadership for our country, then our lives are dominated by bullshit. Because our politics is bullshit. You know, a lot of people come and make speeches, make a lot of bullshit promises, commitment to this and that, and in the end, it never happens. Because many times you don't even know the future. We can't predict the future. We just see things as they are and put one and one together with a perspective of what the future will be. But there's no way we can prognosticate what will happen tomorrow for certain. There are too many variants that impact our lives every day, weather, condition, all kind of bullshit, deaths, sicknesses, unforeseen changes. So if anybody tell you they can predict the future, just whisper in their ear, say, Attorney Commander Chesson say, you're talking bullshit. Just whisper in the ear, Attorney Commander Chesson say, you're talking bullshit. You can't predict the future. Nobody can predict the future. Nobody. We can make analysis. We can do prognostications, guess, and shit like that, based on records and things, but nobody can predict the future. Because that's where God comes in with nature. Climatic changes, death, sickness, suffering. All those things can have impact on changes in our society. Look at COVID-19 now. Look how our world has changed. Our world is totally changed. We're not going back. There is no way we're going back. We gotta live with COVID-19. Do you know that 1,000 people are dying every day in the United States of America? 1,000 people. That is unbelievable. So we're not out of the woods yet. And as long as people are claiming freedom, their freedoms and rights and justice and all these things that we're entitled to, things will get harder for us. Things will get prolonged for us. But it behooves us as Liberian people to ask ourselves what is in our best interest. Is it all this shenanigans, fussing and fighting amongst ourselves? Or is it amalgamation, unification, solidarity, integration? That's a challenge. That's the challenge. Can we meet that challenge? Can't you meet that challenge? Well, that's my first lesson. You know, it rests on us. It rests on our abilities to understand that we must have men and women in our society, that we must have leaders whose existence and principles and moral guidance and fortitude and direction rests on trust, honesty, and patriotism for the West African Republic of Liberia and dealing with each other as Liberian people. We have been a society of deceitful people for too long, for peace sake. Namaya, we can't go on. We can't go on. We got to change our mentalities. We got to change our mentalities. We got to live on trust, honesty, and patriotism. Because if we don't, we'll be a people that distrust each other forever. And our nation will never grow and prosper, nor will we benefit from the fruits of all that is ours. We just fight, have one group of people stealing from us forever, and the rest of us fighting to get rid of those people. Let Attorney Commander J.R. Galpohkpa Chesson set the pace, the pattern, the direction, and follow. Aluta! Continue. Let me take a break. And we start with my second lesson. Before I conclude, how much longer can we endure the suffering, the pain, the destruction, the annihilation of our people and our nation and bring us down to nothing? How long? How long? How long? Rise, my people. Rise. Let the Tony Commander J.R. Galpohkpa Chesson lead you into a new era where we lack leaders. Let me lead you. I'm not a political leader. I'm a societal leader. Rally around the Tony Commander Chesson. Let me lay the foundation for a new Liberia direction and dispensation. Let me set the path for our people to rise and grow and be what all we can be. If I don't say I am, nobody will say that I am because everybody's fighting for positions. But I put my application before you. Review my application. You know Attorney Commander Chesson. I ain't no backstabbing bullshitter. I laid it on the line as it is. And this is what we need for Liberia today. To to change our society, to change our direction, to change our mentalities. Because until and unless we change, our country will not move forward. That's why you see I'm not in all this political bullshit. Because it's pure bullshit. It's shenanigans. So let me set the path. And let us find new direction for our people. Let us find new and better leadership for our country. Everybody who here in politics can lead our country. We're looking for leaders. I'm standing to the plate and say, yeah, I am. It's time for a different kind of leadership for our country. It's time for a better leadership for our country. It's time for a more forthright and honest leadership for the West African Republic of Liberia. Our country and our people deserve better. So this is the challenge. This is the challenge. Can we stand up to it? Can we bring our country out of this low and destitute state of existence into a great nation of men and women of knowledge and wisdom and understanding, blessed and anointed by Jesus Christ? The time of the people is now. And the calling is here. The Commander Galpohkpa Chesson is ready to lead our society to a new era. I'm not a political leader. Joe Balka, you ain't gotta worry, but I will check on you. I will be on your little shit on stick and want to know why. Why? But my people gotta join me. My people gotta rally around me as I speak. Because we need men to evaluate our society and our culture, our people, our way of living. And speak truth to power. The time of the Liberian people is now. Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson is ready to lead my people into a new era, into a new direction. I ain't looking for nobody to lift me up. I ain't looking for nobody to promote me. I ain't looking for nobody to give me shit. I am a leader of the West African Republic of Liberia, and I am taking my place, my rightful place of leadership in my country. And I'm calling on my people who are my followers. Rise! Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson is ready to lead you to a new dispensation, to a new era, to a better livelihood and way of living. The time of the Liberian people is now. Aluta! Continua. Follow Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson and let us change Liberia and raise our consciousness and that of all our people. The time is now. Follow Commander Chesson. Have a good day.